Hello again, everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today, we are specifically focusing on the consideration guideline. Remember, in the previous video, we went through the customer flow and we went through the entire customer flow process from attraction to consideration to preparation to experience to post-experience and then going back in the cyclic manner. So now our focus is specifically on the consideration part of the customer flow. The consideration portion of the customer flow encompasses the processes from applied to accepted and accepted to approved. Yeah, that's what it mainly covers. I was just trying to remember if that was it. And yes, that is it. So I want us to focus on what are practices that we can do so that we don't lose applicants in that pool. Because we tend to find that the conversion rate from applied to accepted and accepted to approved is where we lose quite a number of exchange participants / applicants. So this video will just be like, will just take us through some good practices that we can use so that we ensure that we don't lose EPs at any point in our funnel. So let us begin. Okay, so about the process in general, with a good follow-up and customer-centric approach, remember customer centricity is key. We will be able to fill in our specs with the best EPs from the pool of candidates applying from country partners in a really good period of time. I know this aspect of country partners that comes in and you're wondering what is that? We will go through IR partners, that is international relations partners. That is whereby, for example, Uganda partners with the Netherlands and they agree that, okay, Netherlands, you will bring us 5 EPs in September or 10 EPs in this and this month, stuff like that. But we'll go through more in depth into what international relation partnerships involve. So here, we go to the customer flow, which we already went through. All of our customers going through this flow. It doesn't matter from which country they're applying and who is helping them in the process. So this is the customer funnel that they go through here, from applied to accepted. We talked about what that is, to approved, to realization, finished, complete. So our main responsibility during this flow is to stay accessible for the customer at all time, provide them with the next steps and recommendations, and ensure as many people as possible are going through all the stages from the first one to the final one. So it's our key responsibility to support the exchange participants as they are going through this process. Right now, you may wonder if you really have the knowledge to be able to support someone through that process, but trust me, like through learning, through practice, through practical work, through making the effort, you will be able to successfully take an exchange participant that is an EP. Again, kindly note the word what EP means, because I don't want to have to repeat like exchange participant, because it gets a bit tiring. And also it's one of the ISEC slangs, if I may call it. Yeah. So what are the recommendations for the applied stage specifically? Remember, consideration phase just covers applied to accepted and accepted to approved, right? So that's where we're focusing on. So what does the application involve? So first is the EP has applied on the website, this website being Expa. So they went through the opportunity, they saw the what sustainable development goal it's on, and then they decided, okay, you know what, I'm really interested, let me apply. So then the next thing is first contact with the EP. That is made by us. That is made by you, the EP manager, right? So the main rule is to contact the EP in a maximum of 24 hours. And why do we insist on this? Because most applicants don't just apply for one opportunity, because most of the time I won't go like I want to go to Uganda for this particular project unless they are from our partners, which is something we'll go through in a later video. The thing you need to accept, make sure you're checking Expa often, is because they will apply to other opportunities. So if, for example, they apply to Uganda and then apply to Kenya and Rwanda, and then Uganda takes 2 days to reach out after they apply, Kenya takes 3 hours to reach out, and Rwanda takes a day. Who will the exchange participant go for? They'll probably go for the person that is showing more initiative, the people that are reaching out faster, right? We all want to be treated as good customers. It's like good customer care. If like you go to Cafe Javas and they take like 3 hours to take your order, and then you go to I don't know, Pizza Inn, in this case, they're coming to your table and they take 30 minutes. Where will you tend to go? Not even 30 minutes, 5 minutes of your arrival. You will tend to go back to Pizza Inn more. So that's technically how it works. So then after that, you contact the EP, that is the exchange participant. You contact them. Like I said in the previous video, you set a date for an interview. If they're not available for an interview, then you ask them to record a video responding to the interview questions that you have. So these are some of the things that it's a sample message, but don't take it for word. I just got it from a template. And then, so another thing is contact, the next step is to contact the home manager. Remember, you are something to take note of. As IGV, you are the host LC. OGV is the home LC. This is the local chapter where this EP is coming from. Host LC, where the EP wants to come and do exchange. So you are the host. When you see home host, just know it's OGV for the EP's country, IGV for our country. So next is to contact the EP manager as soon as the EP has applied so that it can fasten the process, right? So that like immediately we accept them, they are also accepted by host, right? Like immediately we accept them on Expa, they also need to be accepted by the host, and then they need to be pushed to pay the approval fee. So if you have contact with the home LC of this EP, then this process can be hastened. So what is the next thing? So now in the acceptance process. So these are some of the questions that you can ask, right? Just sample questions. Don't make the questions too many. Don't make the application process too complicated. It's for you to understand, yeah, like basically where they are coming from and like their passions basically, and the understanding of the sustainable development goals, you get, because at the end of the day with Global Volunteer, it's just understanding of very few things. Then after that, the EP has sent their video, and then they have passed, maybe they showed good understanding of their passions, and they understand why they want to volunteer, and they're fluent in English, which is something that not necessarily fluent, but they can speak the language, right? Then you send them a response that they have been accepted, and then you give them the next steps. So before they are approved, so now that is the acceptance stage. So now like I said, an exchange participant becomes approved once they pay the approval fee. So first they sign the acceptance note, they fill the LDA, the leadership development assessment test on Expa. They pay the LC approval fee that is handled by the home LC, which is why I said if you have contact with the home LC, this process can be hastened so much. Like within less than a week, we can have an EP who's applied being approved, right? Well, that's also something that can be promoted by IR partnerships. But even if you don't have the IR partnerships, this is also something that you can make an effort of just checking Expa often. So yeah, that is that. So this is to sum up the basic timeline. Like even from apply to accepted 3 days, you can lessen this. But this is the suggested one, but you can lessen this. Like immediately an EP applies, within 24 hours, you've reached out to them, you've set an interview date, you can even reduce this to a day. Like be as fast as possible, be as customer-centric as possible. Don't focus on speed and then reduce on the quality. Like be able to balance both. So a few do's and don'ts. First, contact the EP within 24 hours or less. Most immediately, like check Expa. If you are the EP manager, if you're assigned EP manager, check Expa often, 3 times a day, 6 times a day. Ask the EPs to send a video. This says no interviews, please, but if you have the time for interviews, you can do them. But remember, interviews take a lot of time. Like scheduling an interview can take time. So sending a video is way easier. Like for example, they apply, you ask them to send a video answering these particular questions, it hastens your process. Okay. Then send follow-up emails in case the EP does not answer, or text in case the EP does not answer. Be adamant. And then check the video within 24 hours and give a response as fast as possible. If the EP is not suitable, send a rejection email immediately. Stay in contact with the EP manager, that is someone from the home LC, until approving is complete, right? And then yeah, number 7 does not apply. The don'ts that you don't want to do, don't be unclear with the communication. Ensure that you follow this timeline as much as possible. Ensure you have sufficient knowledge about the project, and don't approve with non-partner countries. Though for this, we will be able to make exceptions because we don't have that many partner countries. But with partner countries, the thing is you're able to get so many more approvals. But it's okay. Even if an EP is not from a partner country, treat them with utmost respect and ensure that at the end of the day, customers are at the center of what we do. So that is it for today's video. It was just a simple guideline on what we can do to ensure that we are not losing any customers across the funnel. Remember what the funnel entails: applied to accepted, accepted to approved, approved to realized to finished, finished to complete. Remember, if you need to pause the video at any point to take notes, that is not a problem. You know the drill. The slides I have used are linked in the description box, and you can go and check them out. Similarly, the link to the quiz is also in the description box. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.